So here we are with the all-new RP-Series Raceboard. This one is 14 by 27. This year, for the 12.6s, they're going to come in 12.6 by 22, 24, 26, and 28. And the 14s will come in 14 by 23, or 25, or 27. So we've got pretty much everyone covered in that size range. Our goal for this model, what we're trying to achieve with this design, is a fast raceboard for all conditions. So some of the key features of the design this year is we've gone with a fuller nose. And that's something we've been experimenting with since about 2013. So with Ryan Helm and Brandon Rose and myself and a lot of the team riders, we've been experimenting with fuller noses for quite some time now, and it's something we really like. So that's one of the key features of the board this year. That added width up front gives the board a more parallel outline, which really adds to the stability. And that's one of the main reasons you could ride this board an inch or two narrower than you're used to. That fuller nose and straighter outline also adds some surface area up front, and that lends to the faster sprint speed of this board, so you'll be able to get up on top of the surface of the water and plane across it. So in starts, that's really key. You can get a nice good start and go 7, 8, 9 miles an hour plane across the surface of the water. Also, that extra surface area enables you to ride bump and catch any energy off the water a little easier, rather than sinking in the water. This board wants to glide across the top. As we look at the deck of the board, you'll notice it has a pretty steep spine up towards the nose, and that carries all the way to the cockpit area. And what this does is it sheds water. So if you pearl the nose, water will shed off the deck, keeping that board feeling nice and light. Having water shed off the deck of your board is really important, especially if you're paddling in rough water or downwind. When you're paddling downwind, a lot of times when you're in the sweet spot and you're catching that bump, the nose will be purling up to like right about here. So it's really important that you can stay in that sweet spot and just keep paddling and not have to worry about purling or having to step back to keep that nose out of the water. From the spine on the deck, it works its way back to a cockpit area here. This cockpit has a little bit of a rise in the center, and what this does is add some structure and some stiffness under your feet. Another feature of the cockpit area that adds to the stability of this board is you can get your feet all the way to the rail. So we've maximized the width of the standing area. A lot of times boards will have a single concave scoop out or a high rail that drops down and limits your feet to a narrow stance. But this board you can get all the way out to the edge, feel nice and stable. From the standing area back, this board stays really flat. And this year we've gone with a diamond cut traction. It's really grippy, and it also has vertical grooves down the center that softens it up a little bit and makes it a little more comfortable for longer paddles. This board also comes with a neoprene handle this year, and it's nice to get a firm grip on your board if it's a beach start or a running start. You can get a nice jump on it and have a good grip. That's most of the features of the deck of this board, and I'll show you the bottom contours. As we look at the bottom contours of this board, our goal is a board that has high sprint speed for starts, and a board that planes well when paddling downwind or in bump, so you can plane across the surface of the water. But we also want a board that is highly efficient, so when you're at race pace or going for a long paddle, you want to be able to maintain a higher speed with less effort. In the nose of this board, it blends from a mild V into a flat section in the center, and then a slight V out the tail. That mild V to flatter area in the front and flat section in the center caters to that sprint speed where you're able to plane across the surface of the water. And then the mild V out the tail gives you that efficiency and nice release, so when your board is bobbing and sagging as you paddle, you won't have as much drag as a flat bottom with that V. So now I'll get into the construction of this board. It's always a balance between a lightweight board and a durable board. So what we've done this year is we've worked pretty hard on figuring out different materials to use and trying to add strength where we need it, and then saving some weight where the board doesn't take that much abuse. So this board is built of a stringerless EPS foam core. From there we wrap the rails in carbon fiber to stiffen it up, and then the rails are wrapped in Kevlar for some impact strength. The Kevlar also goes in the front of the cockpit on these ridges where it's prone to getting damaged. Then there's a bamboo deck pad from the tip of the cockpit down to the leash plug. And then the entire board is vacuum bagged with fiberglass. And that's pretty much the build of this board. As we look at the painted finish of this board, we went with a distressed look. And what this is we paint the board and then we sand it right back off, and that's what gives it these sanding marks here. The main reason we do the distressed finish is to save some weight. So all that paint that we painted on, we sand it right back off, so we have the smallest coat of paint possible. And on a board like this, the 14 by 27, which is the biggest race board we make, it saves about 3 pounds. So to save that much weight is definitely something we couldn't pass up. So sprint speed and glide and efficiency is our goal for this board, and it's definitely the fastest board that we've ever made and the fastest boards we've ever paddled. So we encourage you guys to go find a local shop, check them out, demo them, hook on the GPS, and see what you think.